Good morning, Ravens time. It is Friday morning, and I just got back from a run through the desert, and I was thinking so much about our class, and so I wanted to, excuse me, I wanted to just kind of touch base and say hello and say happy Friday morning. And I was really thinking about this book that we're reading this week, Wisdom Sits in Places by Keith Basso. I was thinking so much about the ideas in this book and how they tie in with some of the ideas that that evolved organically with some of the other readings and through the discussions this week. And so you have the first chapter of this book, and I was just going to read the first couple of paragraphs, and then some of the things that really spoke to me, and how they fall in alignment or fall in place with some of the discussions that we've had this week. And so again, this is from Wisdom Sits in Places, the beginning, quoting the ancestors. If, as L.P. Hartley proposed, the past is a foreign country, they do things differently there, he added to make the point. It is everywhere a land that attracts its share of visitors, and understandably so. Passage to the past is easy to come by, and any reminder of bygone times can serve to launch an excursion. Getting there is quick and efficient. A quiet moment or two is usually sufficient to make the transition, and restrictions on local travel are virtually non-existent. Memory and imagination, the most intimate and inventive of traveling companions, always see to that. And however the trip unfolds, one can proceed at an undemanding pace, exploring sites of special interest or moving about from place to place without feeling harried or rushed, which may account for the fact that returning abruptly to the country of the present, where things are apt to be rushed enough, is often somewhat jarring. Just when one ventures in the country of the past sometimes depends on where one has ventured before, on personal predilections, nurtured over time for congenial pieces of experiential terrain, the terrain of one's youth perhaps, or of where one's forebears lived, or of decisive events that altered the course of history. The possibilities are endless. Yet, wherever these preferences are, and no matter how often indulged, the past has a way of luring curious travelers off the beaten track. It is, after all, a country conducive to wandering, with plenty of unmarked roads, unexpected vistas, and unforeseen occurrences. Informative discoveries, pleasurable and otherwise, are not at all uncommon, which is why it can seem, as William Chapman has written, that the past is at its best when it takes us to places that counsel and instruct, that show us who we are by showing us where we have been, that remind us of our connections to what happened here, and why it is as well that the same set of reasons, that this ever-changing landscape of the active heart and mind rewards repeated visits, for wherever one journeys in the country of the past, instructive places abound. And I was thinking about those ideas as I was running and thinking about the conversations that have come about this week from the readings. And so I just wanted to kind of touch base on that and to read a couple of the other ideas that really spoke to me. They're underlined in the copy that you have. But this idea of a place world. In short, a place world wherein portions of the past are brought into being. And so a place world upon the land, upon the landscape. In addition, place-making is a way of constructing history itself, of inventing it, of fashioning novel versions of what happened here. They enrich the common stock on which everyone can draw to muse on past events, interpret their significance, and imagine them anew. So this takes place among the Western Apache, and these idea of place worlds and events that happened in the past and what it is, and what can be learned from that. And I loved this. For what people make of their places is closely connected to what they make of themselves as members of society and inhabitants of the earth. We are, in a sense, the place worlds we imagined. And so there's much more in this. I would love to talk about these ideas. But it really, you know, this idea of landscape as altar, as land as altar, and these ideas of place world, and these ideas of the past instructing the present, and the way we walk through the world. You know, for me, what instantly comes to mind is the ranch where I grew up in Arizona, and the ranch where my parents now ranch, and the setting for Meadowlark in South Dakota. But I just wanted to kind of touch base on those briefly. I'd love to share some more ideas, and I'm so looking forward to your creative expressions for this week. Sunday is the last day of this course, and so if you want to share your creative expression earlier, that would be wonderful, or you know, early Sunday morning, just so we really have a chance to talk about, or you know, to enjoy them all together before the course ends. And I also wanted to touch base in saying, of course, the course is always, you know, everything, you still are going to have everything, because I'm just going to leave it, you know, the group will still be there. The only thing I'll do is I'll add all of the, I'll go back and I'll unarchive all of the discussions, so that you have access to everything that we've done in the course. And of course, you'll still have access to the readings, you'll have access to everything that everybody posted, so that if you want to dip back into the place world that we created, it's all there for you. And I think that was all that I was gonna talk about this time. I'll be back. I'll make another video before, you know, on Sunday, or before the course ends. But I just wanted to this idea of place world and the instructive lessons that can come from that. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this up there for you, and I look forward to any discussion that may follow. Okay, happy Friday, everyone.